Destination Street.
Mad Chair.
Hello and welcome to the Holy Hour podcast. It's the bi-weekly All Cure podcast. I'm Gavin, and this is the first episode of 2024. We made it to the other side. Give yourselves a pat on the back or cheers. You did it. I think you did it. I think we did it. I don't know. I'm already just a couple days into the year, and there's been some things. I'll spare you the details here, but questionable year so far. So hopefully you guys are off to a smoother start, and things are looking good. We're going to keep it nice and chill here on the Holy Hour, as we have been doing the past few years. We always kick the year off with a super chill episode where we just take a look at a batch of Cure covers. Most of them are pretty recent, but there's a lot that just missed our radar first time around. And most of these were sent in from listeners. A lot of them come right after the last episode, so I've been trying to hold on to them for over a year now. And I think it'll be fun just kind of go through them. Kind of the premise with these, if you haven't checked out the other cover episodes, you know, I'll give my little 2 cents here and there, but I try not to get too judgy. Obviously, we're diehard Cure fans, so the idea of a Cure cover is always going to be a tall order. We're always going to like the original more, but, you know, you got a lot to consider with a cover. One, it's just always fun for an artist, a musician, to do a cover, because the Cure songs are amazing, so they're fun just to play and to record. So you got to give the artist just a little bit of slack for that. And then how they approach it is very important. We've always tried to crack the formula. I feel like in the last few ones, I've kind of taken a stance where my favorite kind of Cure cover is keeping true to the original. Don't break the form of it too much, but you don't want to just do it note for note cover either. You got to put your own kind of stamp on it somehow, whether it be just the vocals that are uniquely different enough, or you're changing up the music. Something to just put your own little flavor and touch on it. And most artists usually do that. You know, whether they do it too much or not is always the part. But we all have our different rating systems too, which I think is cool with a Cure cover. While some of you might get freaked out on if they funk it up a little too much, other people might like it if you go more electronic with it, or acoustic, or swap out the style of singing, or just the tempo, you know? So it doesn't have to be a lot, but it varies from person to person is what I'm getting at. So I'm just going to propose these songs to you. If you like them, hopefully you can track them down. I'll try to tell you where I got each one from. Most of them you can find on YouTube or streaming, so nothing too tricky. So, ladies say, let's dive into a new batch, okay? Everybody cozy and comfortable? Sound good? Actually, before that, though, let's do a little business on the top here, and it pertains to covers too. So I'm happy to announce that our good buddy Kate, who is a Patreon member, listener of the show, past guest of the show. You all know her from CureThreads.com and Cure Arts Collab on Instagram. Wonderful human in general and an incredible artist. Well, she has been commissioned by the indie rock label American Laundromat Records to create new artwork for the 15th anniversary reissue colored vinyl of the Just Like Heaven tribute album that came out in 2009. It's one we covered way early on. I can't even remember which covers episode we did it, but we talked about it. It's one that's been around for a while now, and people tend to really love, so hence the reissue for vinyl. It'd be really cool. It has some great covers on it. It's the one that has Tanya Donley doing Love Cats. Tanya Donley, of course, from Belly. It's got the Brunettes on there. Dean and Britta from Luna. Submarines, the Rosebuds, who I love, are on there. The Wedding Present closes it out with a cover of High. Really cool stuff on there. And she's doing the artwork for the new version. I'm not sure when it's coming out just yet, but she's hard at work at that and very excited for her because that's a totally cool gig and a great label. She had worked with them in the past on the compilation from 2010, the Sing Me to Sleep Indie Lullabies. So people covering indie tunes and in a very lullaby-esque way for children and other people. Some great tunes on that one too. So another great compilation. American Laundromat Records is just an awesome label. I was talking to Kate about it, and she's happy to be a part of that because they really support female artists. And I'm a huge Juliana Hatfield fan, if you are too. She's put out a lot of cool cover albums and some of her later solo stuff through American Laundromat, and Blake Baby stuff has been reissued through them. So very cool and happy for her. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll of course keep you posted too as it gets closer to launch time, and you can spin those covers on your turntable in beautiful color vinyl very soon. And let's get on with some Cure covers. What do you say? If you've been following the Holy Hour Instagram account, you've probably noticed I love sharing our first artist videos in the stories. It's become a daily routine for me, seeing what song these kids cover every morning, and do a wonderful job at each one. And the account is called Pedal Steel Noah. It was the tune that you heard kicking off this episode of Fascination Street, which is the newest one by The Cure that they've done this year. It's I believe a teenage kid or in his 20s, and I'm assuming that's Noah, and they're from Texas, and he's playing the pedal steel, which is an instrument that I love. I know a lot of you guys probably don't have a lot of country crossover, but I love alternative country. I love classic country. Of course, pop country is horrible, but they don't use much pedal steel in pop country anyway. But I always loved the idea of country goth crossover. I used to joke when I'd play acoustic shows where I'd play, solo acoustic Cure songs and stuff and call it country goth. But these guys nailed country goth, way better and a cooler idea than I could have ever imagined. It's Noah. His brother is called Barefoot Nate. He plays bass on there and does a wonderful job. He's usually in a single frame shot with their lovely dog, Kara, the Aussie Doodle, who sits very patiently front and center, leading the band. They've done all our favorites: Echo and the Bunnymen, the Smiths, Susie and the Banshees, New Order, OMD, Depeche Mode. The list goes on, all the way through your 80s favorites playlist. And all done on the pedal steel with bass and some acoustic guitar strumming in the back usually. And the Cure have come up a few times so far. I think they've done, Just Like Heaven, Friday I'm in Love, Lullaby, Fascination Street. So here's a taste of Just Like Heaven from Pedal Steel Noah's page on Instagram. Go follow them if you like this kind of jam.
This is Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
Alright, there you go. Pedal Steel Noah, his brother Nate, and the adorable Kara, the Aussie Doodle dog. Go check them out. We're going to do our next tune, and also an instrumental one, and one that I'm quite fond of. So I think I've mentioned in past covers episode, usually I fall short on a Cure cover in the vocals, so maybe that's why I'm digging all these instrumental ones. But this is one that popped up via Renee, and it is from Apple Music. It's on streaming there, so I'm assuming it's on Spotify too. It's the Phantom 4 doing a surf rock version of A Forest. And I kind of dig it. It has awesome breakdowns within it, and it's just doing what I said, sticking to the original while putting definitely their own unique stamp on it. So there you go. Thanks again, Renee, for sending that one to me. And I hope you dig it. I'm not a big surf rock dude normally, but I think when you change up the whole style and genre, like Pedal Steel Noah and that, it definitely adds that extra different touch that we talked about, because you're never going to out-cool the Cure. So, you could be cool in a different kind of category. So I think that does that wonderfully. So good job, Phantom 4. Should be able to stream that one pretty easily. So up next we had a rando YouTube find. This one is Leah Hyde, and she did a cover of Drowning Man in 2020. This one feels a bit more like what you would find online. It's very Tori Amos to me. It's very 2020. I think we're all kind of going through a pretty crazy Drowning Man kind of vibe through the early part of 2020 for sure. It's a little too overdramatic for my taste personally, maybe, but if you're a big Tori Amos fan, and I know a lot of you guys are, so you might really enjoy this. That's why it's cool, because everyone's going to have their different areas, like I said. So I give her points for a deep cut, for covering a deep cut, and always hearing more piano-y versions of Cure songs is nice too.
She steps 12 feet above the flood, stares alone across the water. Loneliness grows and slowly feels her frozen body sliding downwards. One by one the senses die, the memories fade and leave her eyes still, saying words that never were. One by one the bright birds leave her still.
Again, that's Leah Hyde. You can find that one on YouTube, and the next one was submitted by my good buddy Mike White, who collaborate with on our project, the Stone White Clowns, occasionally doing some Cure covers of our own. And here's one that he sent me when we started working on a new one. We wanted to cover World War because it's kind of a forgotten early Cure gem. And he found this cover by Davi Bardo. And it's a weird one. It has more of a spoken word kind of vocals, which I'm usually not too big of a fan of, but this kind of works, strangely enough. And the backing track rocks. It's just punky enough and feels kind of like it might come off the rails at any moment. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's kind of in that vein. I hope it's like a home recording, because it kind of makes it cooler that way if it was just somebody working on this in their bedroom. But again, points for a rarity and pretty true to the original, but definitely has its own spin. Davi Bardo, World War.
early black. I was only playing. Disguise my words to fool you for what I was saying. The birds change, beat, stanch, the fatherland is looking on. Gripping in a new galak, just to build a big one. World War. No one will believe me. No one's a winner. No one's a loser. Just a dead friend.
So yeah, there you go, Davi Bardo. Pretty cool. Has that kind of snarky, punky energy still, which I dig. And I guess since I kind of unintentionally let the cat out of the bag there, yeah, here's a snippet of Mike White and I's cover upcoming. Hopefully sometime this year we're going to do another song, so we're not just putting out one, too. So we want to have a little double single for you guys soon. But here's a little rough mix snippet of our version of World War, where I kind of sing it a bit more. So hope you like it.
Heaven, give me pride, give me a golden hand, smash it with an iron roll, spin 'em out like sand. Sit, wait, run like hell one time again. So the seeds of hate underneath destruction. Whoa, whoa, no one will believe me. No one's a winner, no one's a loser. Just a dead friend.
So yeah, I don't really know why, but I just kept kind of channeling my inner Danzig for the no one's a loser for that. It just seems like a Misfits vibe for some reason. But yeah, so it's a fun one. Underrated Cure song. I think Robert's on the record for saying he hates it. So hopefully, less chance of offending him that way. So fun tune. We're hoping to do, Another Day for the B-side. So I'll keep you posted on that too, of course. Stone White Clowns. Not so funny when I have to criticize myself, is it? Yeah, so let's get back to judging other people's covers now. Up next, we have another one that Mike White sent to my awareness. It's called The Family, and they're covering Faith here. It has a very home studio vibe again for this one. Perhaps a COVID project, much like Leah Hyde. I don't know. It's very French. The description was all French. I kind of would like to have heard it sung in French, embrace the Frenchiness a bit more. Not sure if it's intentional, but it breaks down the bass to the bass line, and it almost has like a Billie Jean vibe for a second. So not sure what that was all about, but again, cool take and putting their own stamp on it for sure. So here's The Family doing Faith.
Just carry on this way, and every time I turn away, lose another blind game. The idea of perfection holds me. Suddenly I see you change. Everything at once the same, but a mountain never moves. Raise me like a child, Christian in blood, painted like an unknown saying. There's
there you go. Stone White Clowns again. Speak of the devil. Stone White Clones. Like that little Nico style inflection there. So yeah, The Family doing Faith. If that's your jam, go check it out. That one I found off of YouTube. So, all right, up next we got a fun one for you. This is Dope featuring Drama Club covering Love Song. I felt like somebody sent this one to me, and when I cut and pasted stuff, something got lost. So sorry to not give you credit, whoever sent this one. But this is Dope covering Love Song. It's officially hard to cover Love Song in general at this point and give a shit. I feel like so many people have covered it again and again. We've got this, but this one does a good job of changing it up, so I gotta give them credit there and keeping it true. However, I don't personally dig the style. It was recorded in 2023, but it feels like 2003 a bit. Yeah, I wonder if Ross Robinson had something to do with this one. Kind of feels like it. That was dope. I wish Donald was here so he could introduce that band. But let's move on. Clan of Zymox, if I'm pronouncing that right, is our next song with another cover of A Forest. This one I'm liking more upon more listens. They keep it almost a little too close to the original, but if you're going to lean to one side, it's better to lean to too close to the original than really off the rails different. And I like the vocals. They're different enough from Robert's voice that adds to the different quality, breaking away. So yeah, it's not breaking any new ground, but still sounds cool and was probably a blast to record. Here's Clan of Zymox. So yeah, it might be worth checking to see if they have some good original tunes. I haven't got around to it yet, but Clan of Zymox have a cool sound going, so I could see them having some cool tunes of their own. Along with this band, Now After Nothing was the new one that popped up in July of last year, July 2023. On my Apple streaming there, was rightfully suggested that I might like it. I'm assuming it's on Spotify and all the other streaming services. But Now After Nothing is the name of the band. They cover All I Want, and I like this one. It's super true to the original, but a bit fuzzed out like the last one and more modernized, so that sounds cool. The keys sound great on it. So some of these old 80s Cure just kind of rock songs are cool to take a stab at these days and modernize it a little bit, and I think that's different enough to make it sound cool. The vocals are good, not trying to sound like Robert, not really trying to sound too unique, just embracing a good strong normal male vocal it's super underrated. You know, when people pull that off, it's kind of cool to just hear like a good, strong, normal voice. You're not trying to or anything like that. But yeah, these guys too, I haven't checked to see what their original tunes sound like, but I have a feeling there's a bunch out there, and might be worth looking into because this sounds pretty cool. I think it definitely gets points for doing an underappreciated Cure deep cut too. So thank you for not covering Love Song or Friday I'm in Love. There we have it. Now After Nothing with All I Want. Up next we have a full album, another Cure tribute album named Just Like Heaven. This one came out just in 2023, early last year, almost about a year ago, because I remember both Chaz and Jeff Cortland Jones sent me this one while I was vacationing in Costa Rica. What a lovely time that was. It's on Apple streaming. It's probably on Spotify then too. A full album of Cure tunes by indie rock bands that you may or may not have heard of. So worth checking out, and good variety on this one. So a little bit of everything. The first track I'll play for you is In Between Days by Soviet, who I remember our friend Nat telling us about when she was on the show. Speaking of which, we got to have Nat back on the show. She was on the South Park episode with us. And I remember her mentioning as a suggestion band that she was into at the moment was Soviet. And these guys are covering In Between Days here. They have cool originals, so I'd lean more going towards those. This is a cool cover too, but I'm just starting to feel like In Between Days is maybe just a hard one to cover and do your own thing for. I feel like it just doesn't really... it's hard to put any kind of real stamp and send this in some direction it hasn't gone in a million times before. The drums get a little too much, trying to just do a little too much on it, but it's not really their fault. Like I said, it's just one you can't really touch at this point. So it's fun to cover though. Everybody loves playing this song. Oddly, it's one of the most covered songs by The Cure though. That's what I mean. Everyone just wants to play it. So here's Soviet doing In Between Days. There you go, Soviet. Singer's got cool vocals. Reminds me of Trippin' Daisy a bit. Remember that band from the 90s? I got it, girl. Pretty cool. All right, so there's some other ones on this compilation that are worthy of shouting out. This one is not so great. The Priest doing Love Cats. It got a giant thumbs down from my boy Henson. He said, nope. And I kind of have to agree with him. Points for trying something different, but it's sounding very Falco covers Love Cats vibe to me. So. But don't let our opinions sway you. All right, let's try a different one from that compilation. This is Velvet Condom. Great name and points for trying something different, but they lean a little too much in the breaking the form for my taste, but you might dig it. This is them doing Just Like Heaven. So there you go. Points for making it humanly possible to change the melody of Just Like Heaven somehow. But they did it. Let's do one more from this tribute album. A band called This Cold Night. They're covering Close to Me. This one definitely has a different vibe as well. Still not sure if that's a good kind of different or bad for this one. But this has been a historically tough song to cover as well. So it's one of those ones that you just either get the Cure vibe with it or you change it too much. So points for not wanting to skip it instantly. But at the same time, I'll just let you guys decide.
I've waited hours for this. I make myself so sick. I wish I'd stayed asleep today. I never thought this day would end. I never thought tonight could ever be this close to me.
All right, so there you go. This Cold Night covering Close to Me from the Just Like Heaven tribute album 2023, not to be confused with the earlier mentioned American Laundromat Records tribute album from 2009. All right, the next one here is from a YouTube clip. This is Jorge Gonzalez doing Just Like Heaven live. Letty posted this one on Facebook, a friend of the show and listener, Patreon member, and the description on the YouTube page was translated, but it says this: one night, March 2005, Gonzalo Yanez appeared at the populous Pub La Batuta in Santiago, Chile, with his arsenal of hits and songs from his solo album. That night, surprisingly, a man dressed in black, painted, I'm assuming his face, with his hair standing up, came out on stage to sing Just Like Heaven. That man was Jorge Gonzalez, the Chilean singer, songwriter, best known for being the leader and vocalist and writer and bassist of the band The Prisoners. He walked around the place to surprise the nearly 300 people who filled the spot that night. So a lot of cool surprises there. I'm not too familiar with any of these artists, but it seemed like a big evening and very cool. I usually avoid live clips because everybody loves to just play Cure songs live, but this one seemed pretty exceptional and cool, and posted by Letty, so gotta give shout outs there, and felt like a pretty magical moment. So this is Jorge Gonzalez surprising everyone at the show with Just Like Heaven.
Standing on that easy edge, I kiss her face, kiss her head. I drink all the different ways I had to make her know. Why are you so far away? Let me say, but I'm in love with you. You, so lonely. You, so lonely. You, strange strangers dancing in that deepest ocean. Just in the water, just like a dream.
All right, up next, we have the song you've been waiting for this whole time from our buddy Antonio, co-host of the show, and his project Kult Leader. That's Cult with a K, Leader, and his cover of Fascination Street that he's been telling you guys about. So if you haven't checked it out yet, here's a little snippet. He recorded this for a compilation tribute. It's Classics versus Classics on Volume 5, where he covers Fascination Street and Pet Cemetery by the Ramones. So go check those out. Antonio took a cool electronic route for this Fascination Street cover, and it works great, giving it a different feel, but still able to stick to the original formula very closely. And, you got that classic Antonio vocal going where he's nailing all those high notes. This song, it ain't easy to sing, kids. People have been known to blow out blood vessels in their head while belting this one out. And by people, I mean me. I think I've given myself headaches on road trips screaming along the Fascination Street in the car. But not Antonio. He delivers it with pitch perfect emotion and passion that the tune requires, doing a great job. I may be biased, but I'm still going to declare this one an awesome cover. Here's a little sound bite for you. That's Kult Leader. You can stream that everywhere that you stream your music. Look it up. Fascination Street and Pet Cemetery does a wonderful job with that cover too. Still hoping to have Antonio on for a holy half hour too to talk about the whole process of recording this. So be sure to join the Patreon so you can hear that, and we'll let you know when it's up. We'll play the full tune of this too at the end of the episode so you can hear it without me yapping over the whole thing. But let's move on for now. Great job, Antonio. This one was sent in by our buddy Tim, fellow listener, Patreon member, etc. And this one is it's on YouTube, so you can find it there for sure. I think it's on like part of an actual live album that the band A Perfect Circle put out, and it's a cover mashup of Diary of a Madman, the Ozzy song, and Love Song by The Cure. And for what I put together, James Iha joins them on stage for this. There's a long intro of them talking, and yeah, I mean, I've always confused what the hell Perfect Circle. I always just assumed they were like one of those dumbass early 2000 bands like Stained or something, but people seem to always give them more credit in their music than I expected, so maybe I'm totally off on that band, but this one definitely isn't winning me over, though, I'll just flat out say. And that lady that plays bass in A Perfect Circle, I think she plays for the Pixies now, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's up with Perfect Circle. Maybe I need to go back and do more homework on them. But yeah, this is dumb, man. I hate fucking mashups anyway. so maybe I was just out from the start and from the idea of it before even diving in. But I guess it's impressive that they could play two completely different songs at the same time. They put in like parts of Love Song into the part where they're doing Diary of a Madman, then put in parts of that while they're doing Love Song. So I guess that's impressive. Luckily it's live, so it also just has that vibe that they're just kind of dicking around on stage, so we can give them a pass for that. So anybody that's into this band, you might dig this. If you like mashups, you might dig this. Again, it's hard to do anything with Love Song at this point and totally blow you away, so maybe points for doing something different. I don't know. But thank you, Tim, for sending this. I hope I wasn't too harsh on it. As I said before, I don't want to sway your opinion, but I'll just politely lay this one on the table for you guys to examine. All right, well, we're in love song land here, as all these cover episodes tend to fall into these traps. We might as well get this one out of the way. There has been a little bit of press around this for a minute there. Press meaning people posted it on Facebook. But on that hit TV show The Voice on NBC, Nene Iris performed Love Song. And boy, is it a beautiful Adele cover. Watch, this will be what gets me fucking flagged and sued from the podcast here. But yeah, you know, cool that they used the Cure song for this dumbass show, I guess. Woo. Not a fan of taking an honest, beautiful song like this and making it sound like you know, some insincere dribble like is going on here. Is this a voice exercise or a song? Sorry, I'm getting too opinionated again, aren't I? Alright, here she is, Nene Iris, winning hearts and contests everywhere with our beloved love song. You hear those cheers she's getting from the whoo? All right. Well, if that wasn't cutting edge enough for you, maybe you'll like this next one. This one was sent in by our buddy Chris on Instagram. Tipped me off to this. This is a weird one. It's sort of a Disintegration cover. The artist name, I think it's somehow spells ninja maybe, but it's NYXJVH. So ninja. So sorry, I'm not hip enough to translate that. I need more vowels, yo. But it's called Face to Face, so it's not really a Disintegration cover. It's more of a sample, really. So Chris mentioned this, and you know, he said that it's a pretty cool artist, so his other tracks are cool. And I'll give him points for picking a badass Cure song and not making it sound too much like a Cure song, other than it's actually the Cure song, I think. I think he just sampled it and is singing over the instrumental parts, like a karaoke night gone horribly weird or wonderfully weird. I'm not really sure. So I don't really know. It's not really my kind of thing, but maybe you younger, hipper folks will get this and appreciate it. So here's maybe Ninja, otherwise NYXJVH, Face to Face.
Is what she said. It's bad for your health. Storing in bed. Over 4 walls. I promise I'll stay. Don't soul my heart and make me change. Walk away. I'm coming home to the race. Games on hard, mental fate. If you play hard, then someone break. All roads will run, and either the same. You left it here, I guess I'll wait. No reason I'm hot. A beautiful face, your broken heart can be misplaced. Oh, I wanna be a dog. I want to play.
All right, so there you go. Definitely a different take on Disintegration there with Face to Face. Thank you, Chris, for sending that in and bringing it to our attention. For our last two, we got complete albums again, so a few little snippets here. First off, we got this one also sent in from Jeff Cortland Jones, who's my covers expert, always hooking us up after these episodes with cool Cure covers that he comes across. So thanks, Jeff. This one's The Prayer Room, and it's 24 tracks, all the same band. And I guess they're called The Prayer Room. I don't know if this is a special. I didn't dig into it enough to see if they only do Cure stuff or if they do originals too. But they seem to be taking it very seriously. So I'm not sure. Maybe they're an official tribute act even. But or just something they did for fun as a band. Who knows? But it's a super solid instrumentation of Cure songs. The backing tracks are, if anything, lean a little close to just doing them exactly like the Cure. The vocals are cool, not trying to mimic Robert too much. They cover a lot of the big obvious singles in those 24 tracks, but at the same time throw in a lot of cool rare tunes that you don't hear covered a lot too. So definitely worth checking it out for that. We got Burn and Sinking, A Foolish Arrangement, Siamese Twins, Same Deep Water as You, just to name a few of the rarer ones. My only complaint would be that they just stick a little too close to the originals, but they do a really good job of nailing the parts. The guitar tones are cool, the arrangements are spot on. So I don't know if it would be cooler if they were a Cure tribute band officially, or this was just a one-off kind of, pandemic project kind of thing that the band did where they just decided to cover a bunch of cool Cure tunes. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'd go see these guys live, though. Well done, Prayer Room. You nailed it. It's on streaming, too. Apple is where I've been listening to it. So it's on there, assuming Spotify, too. Here's A Foolish Arrangement, since we don't really hear that one get covered very often. All right, we have come to the end of the road of Covers Volume 10, but fear not, we have a final batch that is quite hefty for you guys. It is another full album. It's a mega compilation of 45 tracks. Some of these have been around for a while too, so there are some resurfacing ones here. The Silence Kit is on here, a band that we had talked about in a previous episode with their cover of Winter. And has resurfaced. Super cool band. They have lots of cool originals too, so check them out. But I think it was on that Pink Pig monstrosity thing that I'm still not totally brave enough to sit down and just try to figure out exactly what the hell that was all about ages ago. These gradual Cure covers albums that were put together. It seemed like this mega project that went under, and every time I think I have it figured out, some new little document surfaces, and then I forgot why I was researching it all anyway. So it seems a little bit overwhelming and just kind of cover related. But anyway, I think they were for that, and maybe some of these other ones were too. But lots of oldies then, lots of newbie songs, lots of variety in these Cure covers. There's tons of cool ones on here. I highly recommend you go comb through it all, see if you find one that you like. Some of them are just interesting too, so lots of weird stuff on here. The Cure actually reposted the link for this compilation fairly recently on their official site too, because it is for a charity. So when you buy it, when you should download it off of Bandcamp, it's going to a good cause, so that's cool. Like I said, there's a couple of repeats too. Just Like Heaven has quite a few versions on there. 6 Different Ways even has 2 versions on there. And just, here's a few. I wouldn't even really know where to begin to just showing snippets of bands, but let's start with this one, Lunar Bird, who have been popping up in my feed, so they must have known that I downloaded this and checking them out. But they cover Fascination Street here. Definitely a different vibe than Antonio took with it, but still cool as well. I like this one, and they have some good original tunes too. So here's Lunar Bird with Fascination Street. All right, nice little dreamy cover there. Next one we just have to mention because everybody wants another cover of Exploding Boy, and Ice Blink did it. So, not sure this will be the cover that finally makes it the top 10 hit that it deserves to be, but it's pretty damn cool still. So, let's check out Ice Blink doing Exploding Boy from the Pictures of You tribute album. Ice Blink, you know I'm a sucker for female vocals on Cure covers, so had to put that one in there. And our final entry comes from this same tribute, Dark Lards, and they're covering Grinding Halt. Definitely sounds like children, or at least young teens. Has a very cool groove to it though, so I dig it in a very kind of noise addict, hearing young voices covering the Cure kind of vibe. And you know, huge points for covering Grinding Halt. Not one that we hear covered that often, but is a blast to play and deserves to be covered more often.
No people, no food, no people. Stop, short, grinding on. Everything's coming to a grinding halt.
So yeah, Dark Lards, Lards. Same but different. The perfect formula for a great Cure cover, and a very promising start for these young lads. We will be following their career very closely. Alright guys, it's the end of the episode, so that means I gotta shout out my nearest and dearest over at the Patreon. We have Donna, we got Craig, we got Jeff Hilton, Jeff Cortland Jones, Sue, Ben, John and Alan, Allison and Dion, Namicio, Matt, Danny, Coulter, Matt Ford, Tom Johnson, Tom Burns, Letty, John Roberts, Francisco, Jason, Craig Bellinger, Amber, Nicholas, and Arno. And on behalf of Tanya, I want to let you know about 988lifeline.org, a suicide and crisis hotline that has over 200 crisis call centers located all over the country, available 24/7, offering free confidential support for people in distress, for prevention, and numerous crisis resources for all. This time of year can be really tough. Just because it's a new year doesn't mean it's the clean slate that we were hoping for. So 988lifeline.org is there for you. You can call or chat online. If you or anyone you know is in need, please reach out. And we are all very excited to see what 2024 holds for Star Wars' #1 podcast, the Sarlacc Digest. Yes, hosted by diehard Cure fan Scott Kroger. You can check him out with his crew every Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube or Facebook, or catch the replays everywhere you listen to podcasts. They deliver the finest in theory crafting and discussing all the wonderful little details that go into being an obsessive Star Wars fan. Tim is part of New Waterloo, a company that owns and operates 5 lovely hotels all across the United States. Enjoy a stay at the South Congress Hotel in Austin, Texas, the Waymore's Guest House in Nashville, Tennessee, the Revival in Baltimore, Maryland, El Capitan in Merced, California, and coming later this year, the Albert in Fredericksburg, Texas. Dana is the motion designer and animator that could deliver just the right pizzazz to your business or project needs. If you don't want to take my word for it, check out her work at graphics.tv. That's graphics with an X.tv, and you will be sold. Not only is Kate working hard on that artwork for the 2009 American Laundromat Records Just Like Heaven tribute reissue coming out later, she is also running the coolest online shop for Cure-related clothing and gear. Go to curethreads.com and see what she has over there. It's a seemingly endless selection of an original Cure-inspired artwork on all kinds of products. Go have a browse over there, and then when you're done, go on over to Instagram and check out Cure Arts Collab too. That's a project that she has going where she curates all your wonderful Cure-themed artwork. Always something cool on the horizon over there, so be sure to follow Cure Arts Collab so you don't miss out. Whew, yeah, I'm sure getting thirsty thinking about all this Patreon love. I wish I was up in Calgary so I could join Lisa for a drink over at Dickens. Yes, Dickens is the coolest venue in Calgary. There you can also catch a wide range of live shows and events. So go on over to dickensyyc.com and see their full schedule. Or if you want to stick down south in the United States, Club Nevermore down in Little Rock, Arkansas is another great spot for catching a great goth show or an event. You may run into Jessica over there. So bound to be a wonderful night out. Visit clubnevermore.com for a full listing of all upcoming events. And of course, check out Chaz's other podcast, The Excommunication Station, a weekly podcast where he, Donovan, and Chrissy take an in-depth look at what is going on behind the holy curtain of the church and try to make sense of the madness that they've unfortunately had to grow up in. As for us, just be sure to subscribe here or wherever you're listening, and head on over to our Facebook page and YouTube pages so you can check out some of the extra bits of these covers and get a closer look at them again. And follow us on Instagram at The Holy Hour Podcast. And always feel free to email me directly at gavinconnor@gmail.com if you have any comments or questions. Thanks again for listening. I hope you enjoyed this run through some covers and I didn't sound too critical. Remember, one man's favorite Cure cover is another man's big shiny turd, so there's no right or wrong answer here. Just different options for freshening up our ears with these Cure songs that we might be guilty of slightly overplaying for the last 45 years or so. So I hope you liked some of them. Go track them down. Anyway, we've got some great episodes coming up that I've been dying to dive into with you guys, so be sure to stay tuned. I'm excited to rev up the engines for 2024 and get back into the nitty-gritty, irrelevant Cure bullshit that we all love so much. So until then, keep safe. And now, playing us out in its entirety, uninterrupted, it's Kult Leader with Fascination Street. Talk hard.